So you're here because your teacher made you read Gabriel Garcia Marquez's A Very Old Man with Enormous Wings. That's okay. I'll help you out as much as I can here on this series we call Simply Lit. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, and if you'd like to donate to my audio career, please do so at my PayPal link in the video description. Also, after listening to the video, feel free to ask me any questions related to your homework that you think I can help with, or any questions that will help you understand the story better. And please feel free to make a request for videos on other literature in the comments. Now please enjoy this brief summary and brief analysis of Gabriel Garcia Marquez's A Very Old Man with Enormous Wings. The story begins after 3 days of actual heavy rain, and not Heavy Rain the video game where you press X to Jason. Crabs infest Pelayo and Elisenda's house, and it smells como crab caca, which has made their baby sick. See why you use protection? Because if you don't practice birth control, a monsoon will bring crab sickness to your infant. When Pelayo comes back from throwing many a crab back into the sea, he sees a very old man with wings lying face down in the mud in his courtyard. Pelayo and Elisenda go to examine the strange winged man, who's all dirty and dressed like a rag-clad peasant. He kind of looks like if Kenny Rogers and Michael McDonald had a really old man baby. I know that description of lying face down in the mud also sounds like my old ass passed out in the mud from another one of my benders, but it wasn't me. Saw you lying in the mud, wasn't me. Saw you kissing them crabs, wasn't me. Saw you trying to fly, wasn't me. Pelayo and Elisenda try to speak to him, but the man speaks in an incomprehensible dialect called New Jersey English. They decide he is a shipwreck survivor. However, a nosy neighbor, yeah, you know the one with the poop-eating grin, informs them that the man is an angel and recommends that they club the potentially treacherous angel to death. They don't bludgeon him to death because that would be effed up. But, just in case, they chain him up and lock him in their chicken coop. A day later, when the rain stops, the baby is feeling better and is able to eat and poo and drool and do all that other gross regular baby stuff. Did the angel's mystical presence help? Perhaps. Just in case, cheap-ass Pelayo and Elisenda decide to reward their captive by setting him loose at sea with a 3-day supply of food and water, even though they know he'll probably just die on the ocean. Pelayo and Elisenda, y'all frontin' hard. However, when they go out to their courtyard, they see a mass of people gathered around the chicken coop to see the angel. The people are poking him with sticks and gawking at him as though he were some kind of exotic circus attraction. How I would like to be poked by the masses. Oh, please stare at me, people, like you do the old man with wings. Please love me. The local priest, Father Gonzaga, comes to check out this sexy old man angel. Meanwhile, onlookers consider what should happen to the angel. They think out loud that he should be the leader of the world because even he is more qualified than that tweeting dumbass in the White House. Or he should be a military leader so to win all wars with free sushi for everyone. Or he should kill the Charmin bears because they're gross. To determine whether the man is an angel or not, Father Gonzaga speaks to him in Latin. Kenny McDonald with wings does not speak Latin and looks too human, so the priest decides the man is no angel. Father Gonzaga tells everyone not to be fooled by the deceiver. He says, "You know who has wings, Pelayo? The devil, and he uses them for flying." However, the people don't care that he's not church-sanctioned. They just want to see the dude with wings, and so word spreads that the old man with wings is totally the most angel of angels. People come from all over to Pelayo and Elisenda's house to see the old dude bro angel. It reaches the point that they build a fence and charge people admission and start making that Price is Right big money, big money, big money. Meanwhile, all the spectators treat the winged man worse than ever. The hens peck at him and poop on him. People throw snow cones at him. The audience pokes him with a red-hot branding iron to see whether or not he's alive. The angel finally gets pissed and flaps his wings and yells in a strange language, "Yalla muff gabbage." But it's really just sad. No one is going to listen. He's already lost. It's like raising your voice to your significant other when they're emotional, whether you're right or wrong. Shouting just gives them the scent of blood, and then you're in worse trouble than where you started. Later, entrepreneurs, hearing of the success of the freak show model, bring their own new carnival attractions to town. One such new star attraction is a sassy woman who is turned into a plump spider. To the common folk, she's way cooler than the boring old angel who doesn't even fly. So the crowds for the old man with wings dwindle. However, Pelayo and Elisenda are able to build a mansion with the mad cash they have gained charging admission. I'm strapped for cash too. I wonder if I put angel wings on my dad. Hey Dad, could you come help me with... Pelayo and Elisenda's child grows older and is told not to go into the chicken coop, yet the child does. And later, the child and the old man have chicken pox at the same time. And then as the child grows into a consenting adult, the old winged man and the no-wings young man fall in love over the memory of those chicken pox. When a man loves an angel, can't keep his prayers on nothing else. Just kidding on that last man-angel romance part, unless you want to remember it that way. What really happens is everyone just gets older and older, and the family treats the old man like an irritating but beloved pet. When the child is of school age, the old man busts out of the chicken coop and the man begins to appear in Pelayo and Elisenda's house. Nothing can stop the bonds of love. After he's tired of creeping around the house, the old man moves into the shed and becomes very ill. Yet he survives the winter and becomes stronger than yesterday. He grows some lovely feathers on his wings and starts belting out old sea songs. Oh, there once was a girl who dated a lot of guys at once, and it was a girl on ABC's The Bachelorette. Oh, there once was a guy who dated a lot of girls at once, and it was a guy on ABC's The Bachelor. One fateful day, as Elisenda makes a sexy lunch of prawns and rice and jamon, she looks out the window to see the angel trying to fly. His first attempts are clumsy, like me when I'm riding my bike drunk, falling down while trying to get my balance. However, after a time, the old man is able to gain altitude and fly away from Pelayo and Elisenda's house, just like me when I chug another beer to get my balance and ride my bike home from the gross karaoke bar. And just like that, he's free, and finally out of Pelayo and Elisenda's hair. And just like that, he flies off all smooth. That's how I ride home blackout drunk and pass out in my bed, dreaming of a very old man with enormous somethings. Analysis. Let's talk about the ending. The last line of the story focuses on Elisenda watching the old man fly off into the horizon while she makes some hot caldo in the middle of summer. She kept on watching until it was no longer possible for her to see him, because then he was no longer an annoyance in her life, but an imaginary dot on the horizon of the sea. Everything gets nicely resolved. The angel is gone and things go back to normal without an almost imaginary creature hanging around. But it also leaves us with questions. Why was the old man there in the first place? Did he himself go on a karaoke bender? And why did he leave? Did his old lady with wings booty call him up? And was he really just a man with wings, or was he an angel? The final line doesn't give us closure about the old man's identity, but it can help us draw some conclusions. Elisenda mistreated the old man while he lived in her house, even though she got rich off of him. But now that he's gone and back in the realm of the imaginary, she can go back to her ordinary life without him. And this is probably the way a lot of us would deal with the arrival of an angel or biological miracle/abomination. Our mind would try to make it fit into our perspective, never really negotiating the creature until it was gone from our sight and then gone from our minds. Themes. There is a theme of interpreting authority structures as we see with the all-too-Catholic father, Gonzaga, and the bloodlustful neighbor. There is also a theme of the human condition when considering the old man and how he is not seen as angelic because of his earthly qualities. You think wings would be enough to make you at least a little divine. Yas, queen, flap those angel wings, girl. The theme of the human condition is also important when considering the Spider-Woman, as her tail attracts visitors because they can pity her sweet, silky spider buns and her tough, chitinous exoskeleton. Some other themes to consider are the parallels between the child and the angel, as the two seem to be connected. There's an inherent wisdom and innocence in both old age and in young age. For example, the wizard Merlin of Arthurian legend always appears as a child or old man for this thematic reason. There's the theme of otherness demonstrated through the magical realism device of a man with wings. The wings separate this old man from the rest of the community members. Even when the doctor is examining the wings, they appear natural but different from the usual anatomy. Humans just don't cotton to people and things and such that's different from us. There is also an underlying theme of questioning sacred and secular images. Oh yeah, I know Jesus fool. That fool's my neighbor. The narrator is a third-person omniscient narrator. This gives the magical realism qualities more weight because the narrative tone reads like a fairy tale. That's it for now, y'all. There's plenty more to analyze in this story than what I've just mentioned. I'm just gonna fly away. Go ride my bike drunk to the Calneva Casino karaoke bar in Reno. You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. If you have any requests for short stories or poetry summaries and analysis, please let me know in the comments. Wishing you all a good day and good luck with your homework. Feel free to ask me any questions related to your homework that you think I can help with. Please like and subscribe if you'd be so kind. Stay lit, flying sky high with all the old men. We're simply lit.